RAZA here for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. With me, got a very good friend of mine, my man, Ashley Theophane. Ash, it's been a while.
It's been a while, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Before we talk anything about boxing, how have the last couple of months been for you? Is everything well? Your family, everyone safe?
Yeah, for me, it's gone well because I've worked on my gym that I'm currently doing. So I've been just putting work into my gym that I'm doing, and just getting my mind right. So I've done some online courses as well. So I haven't minded the time off because I've used the time to do other stuff that I haven't had time to do. So for me, it's went well.
Obviously, the whole world was impacted with the whole coronavirus. Did you kind of take the virus as seriously as it became at the beginning?
Well, I didn't see my mum or dad for 3 months, so I made sure I stayed away from my mum or dad. So I did kind of stay away, but I was still going gym. I got keys to a gym, so I still went to the gym and stuff. But I would stay inside unless I was going to the gym to hit the bag. It's better because at the end of the day, I could get it and I don't feel that it would kill me. But if I was to be around, some family, my mum, my dad, my gran, it could kill them. So I did take heed of that advice.
Ash, I think the UK is probably the third worst country in the world after America, Brazil.
I think Brazil's after us.
No, I think they've overtaken us, Brazil now.
Is it? Okay, damn.
I believe they've overtaken us. But either way, second or third in the world, worst in the world. But do you feel like people took liberty and didn't take it as seriously as they should have?
I think because it's killed, like it hasn't killed folks. If you're 45 and down, chances are you were safe. You know what I'm saying? I think it only killed like 500. So it's been a lot of the elderly who have been killed. So I think a lot of the younger folks, they didn't really care because they knew it wouldn't do anything to them. But we could always bring it back to our mums and our dads. So that's what we have to think of. But hopefully it's supposed to be going down now, and I'm just waiting for the gyms to be open, for the flights to be going, to get back so we can start to live our lives.
Do you feel like, obviously we were fortunate in a way because we weren't really fully locked down, like we were still allowed out to the shops. We were allowed out for one exercise a day. We saw yesterday shops have reopened as of yesterday, and the queues and everything that people are queuing up for now. Do you feel like a lot of people are just rushing back too soon? Or do you feel like the government's just rushing back too soon? Do you feel like we should just relax a little bit?
Well, the economy has been down, so, they have to get it back. If you invest in stocks like me, it's been a great time. So I think that's what it's all about now, like money. They just care about that. They want to get the show back on the road. And they're like, if you're going to die now, you're going to die. So that's why they're like, just go out, and they need the money. Hence, we've seen folks that just go into the shops. And, I'm sure that, because they say that when the flights come back, it's going to be slow. But I think everyone just wants to go away just to get away from, we've just been stuck. And I think everyone just wants to go away and just enjoy being free again. So I do think from when the flights, they do start to go again, that we will, because I'm watching the flights to go, so I think for when everyone is go, I don't believe what they say about it's going to be slow for so long. I think from when everything opens up again, that we will be, just spending cash again.
You've been in the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
Some big shows, some Floyd Mayweather shows. You've been there with Adrian Broner as a main event. Yeah. Is it hard for fighters this period? Because you guys don't earn anything unless you fight.
What I was saying, this is what I was saying today. It's important that if you get paid, you have to put something aside. You have to invest. You can't just have one source of income, because it's not a reliable source. Like, you might fight once a year. You know what I'm saying? You might have one big fight and loads of small fights. So I think you can't rely on just the sport. Majority of us can't. And you have to, you know, like a lot of us are PTs on the side. Some of us have a day job. Some of us invest. So, you know, I do think nowadays we have to be smart to just don't rely on the sport, because it's not like we ain't footballers. You know what I mean? We don't get paid like 20 grand a week, like, or whatever it is. So we have to try to do more. So I do think for a lot of them, it has been hard, but I do know a lot who done PT throughout, you know.
Actually, also, like, you know, like when you got sparring partners, right, in camp.
Yeah.
Some sparring partners might be very, very good while they're sparring you in camp, but for them to go out under the lights, it's a different ballgame for them, and they don't shine as much.
100%.
Now, with boxing returning now, we saw Top Rank do an event behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We've seen UFC do a number of events. I think Matchroom returns end of next month. It looks like it's all going to be behind closed doors. So is it going to be difficult for those fighters who rely on that energy, that vibe, the audience?
You know what? I think some it might affect, but then also there's some guys that shine in the gym. Some guys shine in the gym, and then it comes to the big show, and they just flop. And you're like, what's going on? Because there's one guy I know from America. Whenever he spars, he looks so great. And then he goes on fights and he gets KO'd. Like, it's weird, because he's one that I picked for years ago to go far. And I've seen that he's fought, and then he hasn't gone on to do anything. So some guys just shine in the gym. But when the nerves, because it's really not much nerves when you're going to go and spar. But when you have a fight, everything can build up. And some guys, they might just go into their show, and some guys, they might shine. Like, I used to watch a lot of guys spar with Floyd, and their nerves would just get to them. Like, their nerves, and then they would just freeze, and he would just beat them around the ring. But then there were some guys, like, would love that they're in the ring with Floyd and would shine in the ring with him. So it's, you know, it's just, I guess it's just some shine and some don't. It's just how you deal with it.
Actually, it's fair to say you're now towards the latter part of your career. Was it 47, 48 fights now? What?
59 fights.
Is it 59?
I've got 50 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw.
59?
59 fights I've had.
So you've been here for a while. What's kind of like the continued motivation? What's the plan? What's the goal?
So after my last fight, I done a world tour where I fought 10 times in 9 countries. I got my 50th professional win. After that, I didn't really care. I had done everything that I set out to do. And from the last 8 months, that's why I've been putting in works to get my own gym. So I've had loads of like offers to fight like this year, but I've said no, because unless it's a fight that for the last 2 years, the world tour was basically just for fun. Like, I could have retired from when I left Mayweather Promotions, but I always wanted to do like a world tour, because like Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, they always used to fight all over the world. A lot of the old school guys, they used to go on world tours. Like, fighters don't do it today, but back in the day, that's what they used to do. And I just wanted to do that. I thought it would be fun. And that's what it was. It was fun. It wasn't about, I wasn't going to fight like no one tough, but it was just to be active and just go around the world and just having fights. So I done that. I achieved my wins. And then after that, it's like, if I can't, I wanted to fight back home. So when I left Mayweather Promotions, I wanted to fight back home. I couldn't get no fights back home, or I couldn't agree terms with Hearn to fight Josh or whoever. And so I just went on my tour. I had fun on my tour. So now it's just kind of about my gym. So unless I got like a fight over for that was cool, then I wouldn't do it, because I don't have to box, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, I don't care to box no more, because I'm an old man now. Like, so, you know, I'm cool. I am content with what I've done in the sport.
Still young at heart though, right?
Huh?
Still young at heart.
I'm still young at heart. You know, I'm looking a bit rough now. The barbers are closed, but I'm young at heart. You know, it's still there.
I saw an exchange between you and Eddie Hearn a couple of days ago on Twitter, where he mentioned about yourself and Conor Benn, and you said, too experienced or passing on the torch. You obviously was a big fan of his father.
Yeah.
Eddie asked, when will you be ready? It seems like Eddie would want that fight quite soon, but you obviously turned around and said, you need to go to camp.
At the end of the day, I owe Matchroom or Hearn nothing. They've done nothing for me in my career, so I wouldn't help them out because they can't get like guys to be in like to fight Ben. So I've never watched Ben fight. I've seen little clips online. I was a big fan of his dad. You know what I mean? I would fight. I got nothing to prove, but if the paycheck was good, I would fight him. At the same time, he's never lost, so he wants to beat me, but they hope that I'm shot or I'm old. I can still fight. I only spar with young guys in the gym, and the young guys in the gym, I put it on them. So I think at first off, he wanted me to fight on just 6 weeks. I can't fight in just 6 weeks. I'm an old school guy. I've got to go off the camp and prepare. So me would want to go back to America too unprepared. And they would get scared because they wouldn't want me to come prepared. So they're trying to get me on this short notice. I'm not broke, so I don't need the little change that Hearn's trying to offer. So if it wasn't on terms that I was content with, I wouldn't fight. But the feedback I've had, a lot of people think I would win, but you never know. I haven't had a real fight in a long time, so we don't know if I am shot or what. But it would be a good fight, And Ben's been mad cool. He DM'd me as well and said he wanted to fight me because of what I've achieved in the sport, and he didn't really care to fight these British guys or whatever it was, and he would love to fight me. And I said, if Hearn could come correct and give me enough time to prepare, then we could fight. So hence, I wouldn't fight in July. What they've asked, it would have to be after this next fight. So they can have this next fight, then I would fight him next. You know what I mean? You give me my 2 months or whatever it is, 2 and a bit months, so I can prepare right. And then, I'll try and get the win. But at the same time, I don't care if I win, but I'll still try to win just because I know it would upset her. So,
You said a couple of things there. About upsetting her, about you don't own Matchroom, anything, you don't need to.
Yeah.
So have you ever got along with her? Is there some sort of issue there with her?
No. It's just, I just feel like Matchroom, I think they think like they're the big dogs, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I'm saying. I've never fought on a Matchroom show. Like, Hearn tried to sign me, like, when I was British champ. Again, the conditions were so bad, we didn't sign with him. Then, I'm with Mayweather Promotions. He tried to make the day of this fight. But, again, the offer was so low, Mayweather Promotions, they didn't even tell me. So when they went on I think they at some press conference and they said, oh yeah, we asked Theophane to fight. They said no. We didn't say no. I didn't know about. They didn't reply because the offer was so low. And then they came with Josh. Like I think he offered me Josh like 3 times. On the 3rd time, I said yes, and then they went quiet. So it's like they only like to use my name to say we offered him a fight, but he said no to the fight. You know what I'm saying? So he never comes correct. So to me, he acts like an arsehole. So I owe them nothing. I don't know the man. I've met the man once or twice. So I don't really care about him. My life goes on with or without him.
So if they made a good offer, financial offer, and gave you the right period of time to go and train, you would accept the fight with Conor Benn?
Yeah, because Ben seems cool. He came to me respectfully, so I think it would be a good fight, But don't be surprised if I won.
And if they didn't come with an offer, you'd happily not fight again and continue with what you're doing outside of boxing?
Yeah, I've got my boxing gym that I'm doing, but I might fight abroad. Because I've had some offers to fight abroad. My friend's doing another show in Dubai again. I might be on that show if I'm still out then. So you know, I'm cool to fight abroad because I get shown love abroad. You don't. At the end of the day, you don't want to work where you're not appreciated. And I don't need Hearn to survive. He's never done anything for me or my career, so I can survive going on the road or just having my own life here. So, you know, that's how it is.
Okay. I just want to get your opinion. I follow you obviously on your social media pages over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Stateside in the UK and other places across the world, there's been a lot of protesting, riots. Obviously, that very sad image and video went viral of George Floyd, who was murdered. You've been quite vocal on Twitter, etc. But what have you seen from the UK protests, and are people doing it the right way?
Well, for me, so there was a march here 4 years ago, and I didn't march then because I didn't like that we only march for the Americans. We have our own issues going on here. Your agency, you would know about it as well, like blacks and browns, they go through a lot here, but we just have to get on with it and just make it work. So for me, there's loads that goes on here, and I would like us to speak out more about what affects us here through like the Asians and the blacks, to speak out more and to come together to make our voices heard. Hence, I done a tweet the other day about Sky Sports, you know, with Spencer. Spencer done some interview. I don't know how long ago it was, but he said there was like very little blacks in the office in Sky Sports, but Sky Sports make millions of blacks, which is not right. If you're going to have us in the front as entertainment, there should be some guys in the back, like who are black. So I said that, you know, obviously I said in the Sporting Fact, Matt Troom, Frank Warren, whatever, the Queensbury, whatever you're called, here, let's see sport. You got all of these guys who fight who are black, but in your organizations, it's spot the black man. So you don't mind us to entertain you, but you don't want us to make no moves in the background. So I said that about Sky and all of the promoters, the promoters here. So, you know what I mean? Then I got a phone call from a boss in Sky who, you know, who agreed with me and said, you know, in the future, they're going to try to make amends and, you know, to try to get more blacks on board and whatever it is, because it's an issue. We've been here for so many years. You make so much money off us. Why are we not there? Just obviously, it's not because we're not good enough. It's because you don't want to hire us. So that's how I feel about it. But I wish that we spoke out about it more. And if we was going to march, we wouldn't march for what's going on in America. We would march for what's going on here, because many have also been killed by police here. And, you know, it just goes under the carpet. We got the knife crime issue as well that needs to be dealt with. So we have enough issues here that we can speak about and we can march about. And it's nice to see that a lot of sportsmen, the high-profile guys, are starting to step up to give back. Because that's, you know, that's why I ain't mainstream, but that's why I want to have my gym so I can help to get the kids off the street and, you know, to give back to a community.
Ash, to be fair though, you obviously you had a phone call from someone from Sky Sports. They did put out a message about, I can't recall the exact amount that they said. I think it was, I'm trying to have a look now while I'm speaking to you, I think it was around 30 million. They said that they were going to set aside to support anti-racism and kind of use the power of Sky's voice to highlight racial injustice, improve black, minority and ethnic representation within the businesses. So is that a good start from someone like Sky?
Of course. But it shouldn't take us to march and to speak out to get this. So you've done this because you were forced to do it. You didn't do it because you wanted to do it, because if you wanted to do it, you would have done it a year or 10 years ago. So it's good that they're making the moves now, but it's sad that they have to be forced to make the moves or be shamed into making the moves. They didn't do it because they wanted to do it. So it's good that they're doing it, but it's just a shame why they're doing it.
Ash, just finally, how important is it though that these protests, these demonstrations, people vocalizing themselves, that this continues and it just doesn't stop and the flame doesn't die out?
Yeah, I went to one of them and majority of the folks, they're white. So that's great to see that, you know what I'm saying? It's black issues, but there's loads of whites that agree that we ain't getting a fair shake. So it's nice to see that there was kids there, there was families there. So it's so great to see whites, blacks, browns just coming together to make it known that we want to see change. We want to see us all be treated the same, which currently is not going down. So we have to keep up the fight.
Ash, always a pleasure catching up with you, my man.
Indeed.
Yeah, looking very healthy, but you gotta get to the barber soon, my man.
Trying.
Ashley Theophane for IFL TV, thank you very much.
Okay.